Now this is the Chasm gap fill. The gap fill can actually join two Chasm pieces together into one solid hill. So the gap fill will actually join the two together in the center. So all parts are CH lowercase f, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So starting out with CHF1, we're going to put the nice side down and take CHF2 and drop it into the slots in the middle. And then we're going to take all of our CHF3s, and there will be slots in the top that we hit with glue on each of them on CHF2. And we're going to take our CHF3 and take the points that contact CHF1 and just make sure that they have a little bit of glue just for support structure. So I'm going to continue with hitting those points and dropping those all in. So once all the CHF3s are seated, we can move on to CHF4. The CHF4 will slide into the CHF3s and also join to the CHF1. Now here I'm actually going to add the CHF1 first because I think it makes the alignment a little bit easier, but you always have the option of doing the CHF4s into the CHF3s first. So I'm going to add glue to any point that it contacts and drop it in from the top. So CHF4, you want to basically get glue on either side of any of the horizontal slots, and then in any of the depressions that will make contact with CHF1. Then we're going to take the total structure and slowly work in at an angle so that we can work through the alignment and make sure that all the slots line up. So once I'm seated in here, I can work on the other side in the same fashion. And wipe off any excess glue. So again, glue on either side of the horizontal slots, and then glue at any point where the piece is going to meet into CHF1. And again, I'm going to work at a little bit of an angle here so that I can work through my alignment. And once that's seated in here, I can work on removing any excess glue. Final step is CHF5. And I'm going to do the same with any of the horizontal slots. Make sure that there's glue on both sides, and then there is glue at any point it meets the structure that we just made. And wipe off the excess. And then continue with the other CHF5. So again, glue on either side of the horizontal slot on the inside of the piece, and glue where it meets the rest of the structure. And then this is the final result. This piece will slide into the chasm, and it will fill the 70mm gap that is between both pieces. Now the chasm side extension. So the chasm side extension will actually fill in the gap between two adjacent chasm pieces into one long hill. So all of these are labeled CH lowercase x. So starting with CH lowercase x 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and again the marker is at the top, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So starting out with CHX1 face down, the bottom has the bigger gap between the slots and the end of the piece. And we're going to start out with our CHX2 in the bottom 4 positions, and we are going to halt and wait for CHX5 at the top. So CHX3 will slot into the CHX2s. So we're going to add glue to both sides of the horizontal slot. And skipping the horizontal slot at the top. So I'm going to seat the CHX2s. And then we're going to take our CHX3 piece and add glue to the 4 slots and slide it into the side of the CHX2s that we just placed. And we're going to do that one more time with the other side. So the CHX4s in my hands are similar to the CHX3, but they'll be on the top of the piece. So we're going to continue with CHX5 and CHX7, which is the corner brace. And again, the circle is towards the top of the piece on CHX7. So we're going to add glue to CHX1, where the corner brace will meet it. And then we're also going to add glue to where our CHX5 piece will meet the main structure, and add glue to the tabs of CHX7. So we're going to seat CHX7 into 5 and drop that into the top slot on CHX1. So once that is seated in, we can take our CHX6 and join it together with the rest of the structure. So we're going to need our CHX5 and our CHX2. The CHX5 is at the bottom, the CHX2 is at the top. So CHX2 will go in the top, and we will take our CHX4 and come in from the side, making sure that there is glue in the slot. And then we are going to take our CHX5 and hit it with glue on the other sides of the tab where it will meet the corner brace, as well as where it will seat into CHX6. And now is going to be a little bit of a tricky part with dexterity, especially if you have low tack glue with a long set time. So I am aligning my CHX8s on the side and hitting every point where there is a slot with glue, and then also the raised sections that will meet in with the main structure. And I'm also covering the area where the corner brace will meet with glue. And I'm going to slide this in horizontally and then flip it up to guide it through the CHX3s that are already seated. Now I'm going to take the top piece and slide it in from the side, making a little bit of room with the CHX7, bending it outwards, and guiding CHX4 through CHX8. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a wiggle to get the alignment on the CHX5s. And now I'm going to take my glue and repeat the same steps with CHX8, making sure that there's a lot of glue around the corner brace, and then glue on either side of all the slots and on any section that will join with the main structure. And you can see here I'm using a fairly new model of low tack glue that takes a while to set, so I lost my one piece. but I'm just going to slot it in from the side here. Align everything and keep moving. And once again, CH5 into CH7 sometimes requires a little bit of wiggle. So where my CH6 dropped off, I can join it back in. And then move on to joining CHX9 onto the main structure. So I'm going to hit everything that it will mate onto with glue, and then make sure to fill in the CHX7s in the corners just for a little bit more rigidity. And as a note on CHX9, the part with the tab is on the bottom and the longer smooth part is on the top. So we're going to seat this in at an angle from the bottom, working our way bottom to top to make sure we don't have any alignment issues. And then moving on to CHX10, and the part with the open sides is on the bottom. So again, we're going to add glue to every point where it is going to make contact, and make sure to add glue to the 45-degree corner. And then again, working from bottom to top to make sure that alignment works well and the piece sets in. And then we can move on to CHX11. CHX11 basically surround any point that it makes contact with the main structure with glue. So all sides, and drop it into place. And again, if there's any misalignment with the way the piece is set together, you can always add a little bit of tape to make sure that the piece dries and cures as it should. And here you can see I have a little bit of warping in this piece due to the moisture content of the glue. So I am just going to take the only tape I have on hand that has a soft adhesive, which is electrical tape, and give it a little bit of help while it dries.